How to use the Internet Explorer browser, Part 3, how to use the View and Favorites menus. You are watching a Tom's Tech Notes video. If you like this video, please wait until you are finished watching it, then click my name, Thomas Wallace, to visit my channel page. A welcome video will play to describe my other videos. The View menus has a lot of things on it. Toolbars, that lets you show and hide any available toolbars on your browser. Now let's just quickly say what those are. The menu bar is the one that has the commands on it that we got here from right now. The favorites bar is this line right here that has shortcuts on it. It's always visible, it's always easy to get to. There is an easy way to bookmark the current website on the favorites bar. Let's open KTLA. If I want to add KTLA to the favorites bar, all I need to do is click the star arrow symbol here. It added the shortcut at the beginning of the favorites bar. I'll want to shorten the name, so what I'll do is this, right click, rename, just call it KTLA, and click OK. That's the favorites bar. Command bar, it's got a few commands on it that I never use from the command bar, so I'm not going to talk about that one. Status bar is not real useful. I'll go ahead and turn it on and show you what it is. Okay, the status bar is at the bottom of the screen. Since I have a pop-up taskbar, I'll have to raise it for temporarily so I can show you what this bar does. If you hold the cursor over a shortcut on the screen, the status bar will show you the actual address of that shortcut, the web address of that shortcut. So Benghazi, I've got the cursor over. The bottom line is now showing the address of where I will go if I clicked that link. Also on the search bar, it's got the current text size on the page that you've selected, and it does allow you to change it by clicking this symbol. So now I can make the text size smaller or larger on the page if I want to show more or if I want to be able to read it better. You can make all these changes here. I usually just use the standard Control plus and Control minuses to make the text larger or smaller. Control plus will make it larger, Control minus will make it smaller. Let's demonstrate. Control plus. Notice the text is getting larger. I hit it twice. I'll have to hit Control minus twice to come back to the size I started at. That's the easiest way to change the text size. It will remember that text size. Let's see where we are on the View menu. We were doing toolbars. The status bar we just did, I'm going to turn it off again because I don't normally waste the line it uses. Don't really need it. Okay. We'll go back to toolbars again. The Norton toolbar is a toolbar from my security program. It has a feature called the Vault that will fill in passwords automatically when you visit websites with passwords that you visited before. It saves passwords when you go to a new website and enter them. It remembers them and inserts them the next time you visit a website that needs a password. It's a very good feature of Norton 360, and I do recommend that security program mainly because it works very well and it has this Vault to use. So that's the Norton toolbar. Now another toolbar coming up is the Ant.com downloader toolbar, and what that is, it's this toolbar here. The Ant downloader grabs a video that's playing on any website, almost any website, and saves it on your computer. And what happens when you use it, if you start to play a video on a website, the word download becomes bold, and if you click it, it starts a download of the file that's playing.
Newer versions of the Ant downloader work a little differently. Watch the symbol. When it starts to roll, click it. Then it grabs the video that's playing. It's a little tricky. Sometimes you have to go back and forth and open the video several times, maybe even go back to the previous web page, come back to that web page. Eventually you can get this to roll, and when it rolls, click it, and then it grabs the video. To verify that the Ant is copying the video, open the Tools menu and the Downloads, and that will show you the video that's currently downloading.
Very handy program, and it's free. The Ant, it's called. Video Downloader. Back to the View menu. Back to toolbars. That's basically all the toolbars that I use. So let's go on to Explorer bars. It will show you the favorites toolbar and let you save the address of the current website by clicking favorites and making selections from the screen that shows up. It will show you the history site and let you visit one of the sites you've already visited. This is going to show and hide those toolbars, and those toolbars will let you do what I'm describing, okay? So if I click the history bar, it'll make it visible on the screen. I'll just go ahead and do it. Remember, I did View, Explorer bars, History. Okay. Now I've got a history list down the side of the screen, and I can visit sites on that list. I really don't want to leave that on the screen because it takes too much space, although you make it narrower, but it still takes too much space. So I'm going to go back to where I was, View, Explorer bars, History, and click it again, and that'll hide it again. Okay, that's that. That's pretty much all I use on this Explorer bars thing. So let's go down the menu some more and see if there's anything else. The zoom again, well, maybe not again. The zoom changes the text size. It's another way to change the text size. It shows you those two commands that I mentioned, the Control plus and Control minus for zoom in and zoom out. That's the easiest way to change the text size. I never use any of those other features. And there's another way to change text size. Again, I use Control plus and minus. Much easier to do. When you change the size of the text on the screen by using the Control plus and Control minus, or with any other method, or if you show or hide toolbars using commands from the View toolbars and clicking toolbars that you want to show or hide, when you make any of those changes are remembered even after you shut down your browser and your computer. The next day, if you start your browser again, it will still have those changes in it until you change them back. That's pretty much it, with one thing left on this screen that's handy, and that's the full screen option. Notice full screen has an F11 option, shortcut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the F11 on this screen. Let's go to CNN. It's a little more interesting. Now, if you hit F11, watch what happens on the screen. By the way, I need to move this back down because I had to move it up. Okay, if I hit F11 now, watch what happens. What it did, I know you're not seeing much of the screen. It expanded the CNN page to totally fill the screen. There are no browser lines above the CNN page. If I hit F11 again, it comes back to where it was. Remember, what happens is all these lines disappear and the CNN page expands to fill the screen. That's a handy thing to have when you're looking at a complicated website and you really need to use the whole screen for it. Again, F11, full screen, F11, back to where you were. Okay, that's the last thing I'm going to cover on that View menu. Now I go to the Favorites menu. The Favorites menu lets you save a shortcut to the open web page in the Favorites list or on the Favorites bar, and also lets you reorganize the Favorites list. Add to Favorites will add a shortcut to the currently open web page to the Favorites list, and it will let you select which folder you want to add that into from this window that pops up when you click it. You can select the folder, put it anywhere you want in the list, create a new folder from this screen in the Favorites list. You can rename it so that the name that appears in the list will be more meaningful. You can also add it to the Favorites toolbar by clicking here. It will add the shortcut to the current page to the Favorites toolbar at the top of your screen. You will probably want to rename that the name of the shortcut that it puts there, and you do that by right-clicking it, selecting Rename. Then you can retype the name to shorten it. Because you don't want to use up all the space on the Favorites bar. I don't really want to add this one, so I'll delete it. We'll come back to the Organize Favorites command in a second, but below that in the favorites list is the actual favorites list where you can open a favorite. If you hover, I know it's, I believe it's to the right of the recording area, but if you hover over a folder, it will show you all the items that are in the folder, which might be more folders or it might be just favorites. If you click on an actual favorite, which isn't a folder, it'll open that page. And that's how you use this part of the favorites menu. Another thing you can do on the favorites menu is organize the favorites, and when you click that, it brings up a window that will let you add folders to put favorites in, move folders around, rename favorites or folders that are already in the favorites list, and delete items that are there, either folders or favorites.
Thanks for watching my video. If you like this video, please click my name, Thomas Wallace, to visit my channel page to watch my other videos.